Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is, and in this video I am going to share my thoughts as to why I believe the Meta glasses and any glasses, these smart glasses, these AI glasses, anything similar, are likely going to be pretty big failures for any of these companies that are trying to take on the endeavor of making these smart glasses a mainstream gadget. With that intro out of the way, here are two of the main reasons as to why I believe these types of endeavors, specifically the Meta glasses in this video, are going to fail. So the first reason as to why I believe the Meta glasses, and like I said, I'm kind of referring to all of these smart glasses that are kind of making their way on the market right now, but in this, for the example in this video, I'm only going to really refer to the Meta glasses just because I've seen the most ads for that product, which is absolutely no surprise by any means. But the first reason why I believe these types of endeavors are going to fail is just because of the kind of the creepiness of these glasses. I think it's no surprise that we are all aware of the tracking, the data tracking, sometimes the inappropriate data tracking that we already have through our computers, our phones, and so on. There's no secret there, right? With a lot of, if not all of our actions that we do on these devices are being, tracked to a certain extent, and that is ultimately how companies like Meta generate revenue, right? 98% of their revenue is from ads, right? And they garner these ads from using our data to put the right ads in front of our face at the right time and so on, right? So I think over time people have already kind of become sick of this, right? We don't like the idea of there being our actions being sent over to a server room in the form of data, right? We don't like the idea that the companies are trying to form digital versions of our personality in hopes that they can gear ads or other mechanisms to generate revenue from that, right? For making us essentially trying to make us spend money in ways that we might normally not do otherwise. And these glasses, specifically the Meta glasses, are kind of like the next step of that, right? We have our phones, right? For example, mine is in the other room, but we don't, we have them in our hands. We pull them out, when we need to send a message, send an email, make a phone call, whatever it is. And they are pretty good for that, right? There's no going around it. Phones are kind of smartphone specifically are kind of an essential part of our everyday life. I use them for personal things. I use them for work even. So they're not really going anywhere. But these glasses for me are kind of like the next step in that there's going to be cameras that are pointing to the world that we're looking at all the time, right? There's going to be these microphones that are by our ear all the time. And there are options, I know, that you can kind of opt out of in the settings of the glasses where data isn't sent back from your glasses. Video data, audio data isn't sent from your glasses back to the Meta servers. But again, this is one of those things where you need to sift through 15 menus in order to get there, because this data is valuable. For Meta, right? It's valuable for these other companies. They kind of phrase it in the way of give us your data in order for us to improve our product. And to a certain extent, I think that might be true, but ultimately I don't think people want to be around other people that have these cameras on their face at all times, recording video or having the capacity to record video and audio right from their face, basically. So this first reason of why I think these glasses are going to fail, like I mentioned, is just this creepy factor to it. And I think this is going to you know, carry over into, you know, when they really start making it into market, where you're going to be around people potentially who have these glasses, and you're going to be kind of put off by it, right? Because you know that they have the, you know, capacity to record video and audio, and there's almost no escaping it, right? At least with a phone, someone needs to hold their phone up like this to record, you know, other people and, you know, things in the environment. But these glasses are right on our face, right? So you could just be looking at stuff, recording it. You could be looking at, I don't know, you know, the girls with the short skirts. Maybe you fall, right, accidentally with the glasses on, and you sneak a peek up there. I mean, I don't know, right? But I think there's just this sense of kind of creepiness, and also not only from person to person, but you know, from person to company, right? I don't want these companies seeing like the inside of my house, potentially seeing my significant other, my kid, I mean, I don't have a kid, right? But I just don't think people want that. I think we all acknowledge that you know, using our phones, it kind of fits that bill right now. And like I said, these glasses are kind of the next step of that. And I don't think people necessarily are going to want that, at least the vast majority of people. The second reason why I think these glasses are going to fail is the best way that I can put it is with an analogy, is that there was a certain time where the shoes that had the light up soles, right? They had the clear you know, plastic, and then when you take steps, you know, they light up. It got to a certain point where you couldn't wear those, right? You couldn't be Noah in 6th grade wearing his light up shoes, right? It wasn't cool. It was out of style. It was weird. It was gimmicky. And I think these glasses are going to fall into that same bucket, where there are going to be certain examples of people who get busted looking like an idiot in them, doing creepy things with them, and they're going to become memes online, right? That kind of stuff, those kind of memes and pictures and videos spread on the internet like wildfire, right? Through YouTube, through you know, shorts, videos, Instagram, Facebook, Reddit, you know, and a lot of people catch wind of this, and then all of a sudden, like the light up shoes, in an instance, these, you know, owning and using these products in public becomes weird. It becomes creepy, kind of similar to my my first reason, but they're not desirable, right? So people are not going to want to be that person that has the glasses on. They're not going to want to be the one person at a party who has the glasses on and who are being made fun of, right, by the others for, you know, being that person, right? I think it's inevitable that is going to happen with these types of glasses. So I guess the best way to put the second reason as to why I think these endeavors are futile and are, you know, ultimately going to fail is probably just the stigma that's going to be associated with using them. And that doesn't necessarily mean that everybody using them is a creep or weird or whatever it is. Some people are probably just curious, but there are always a select few people that ruin, you know, otherwise good things for everybody. And like I said, one bad joke or one joke about them, good or bad, can really hurt a product's reputation. It can really hurt the way that people perceive other people using a certain product and so on. But there you go. Those are two of the main reasons as to why I believe the Meta glasses and glasses alike are ultimately not going to catch on in the way that I think these companies are hoping that they will. But of course, I want to hear from you guys as well. What do you think of my two reasons here? Do you agree with them, or do you think that these glasses are going to be the next cell phones, the next smartphones, as I think Zuckerberg has claimed? Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, if you've stuck along this far in the video, I want to thank you so much for your time, and I hope to see you again sometime soon.